Hey, what's guys? I'm doing a interesting video for you guys. So, I played this deck last night, and I pulled off something really crazy with it. And I'm sure you guys are probably thinking, like, what deck is it? Tell us. So, it's the Horse Clue one, or also partially known as Private Investi-Neigh-Tors. Which is that's the name that's winning right now. That could change, obviously. But it's Private Investi-Neigh-Tors right now, so. But I'll show you what I had pulled off last night, which is absolutely crazy. So, essentially, I had 5 lands on the field. I had, essentially, this. There's 2 Smarting Tides on the field. My opponent had another one. And this was also put in work too, so I had exiled the her with the Famsteed, and I made a copy of it with Famsteed. And then I had Deathrender on the Famsteed. And so basically what had happened was that I had, this is essentially on top of my deck. I had drawn into it, and because of Marty's Wake, I essentially had 10 mana, and then I had 2 treasure tokens, and then I had the Commander Sphere. And I had Kenrith out at the time as well, which is who the commander is. So that was essentially my field. And then I had hard casted Blightsteel Colossus, and I had the White Flare from Modern Horizon 3. I had that in my hand. And so what had happened is that my opponent had made 40 tokens off the, 24 basically, off the Blightsteel, because they had prevented the combat damage and then made the tokens. And so I was pretty much tapped out, and so he knocked out one player to our left, which there was just me and 2 other people. And so he knocked him out because he was down to 6 life, and then I was at 18. And so I sacrificed my Kenrith with the flare because my life total can't change, and then it gives all my permanents indestructible and hexproof until end turn. And so I was like, okay, I can just do that and then protect myself. And then on my turn, I drew into the Mono Tutor. I was like, okay, so I was trying to think of my deck, like, okay, what do I have? And then it's like I saw this, I was like, oh, I could go for that. And then I also saw Cyclonic Rift. It's like, nah, let's do the fun play. So I casted Sun Quan, and then I attacked with the Blightsteel which was a 12/12 unblockable Infect, and that basically just won me the game right there. So, but yeah. And then also because of Chimilla, it cannot be counted either. So they put everything into their last card, which they made like 8 4/4 angels that were going to be coming at me next turn, plus all of the tokens. So yeah, I was essentially dead on board next turn if I didn't do anything. So yeah. So that's essentially that whole piece of the puzzle. And I hit the Marty's Wake and the ley line off the Chimilla's wall as well. So yeah. So, but I think off the Smothering Tide, I had made, what was it? I think I have made like 10-ish treasures, roughly, right around that number. So, yeah. So, anyways, let's get into the deck which you guys are want to see. So, I have to hold it up a little bit, but these are lands, Shawfax. This is a new card that I have pulled, which is actually kind of interesting. So, this may be in my other deck that I'm working on as well. Possibly, so. But True Conviction. So, here's the green. I think I've had to show off the, yeah, her. So, she makes a food token every time that you attack a different player. Or for each player. So. And then, here's Death Render. I forgot to show this off too. So. But, anyways, about the green. So, Mox Amber. Just a bunch of basic tap lands. So, this was originally my target for Tempest Caller, or for Famseed, is Tempest Caller. And, when I didn't get that, I was like, well, I can just exile the the one person, you know, it'll work just the same. So, and then here's Scarlet. This is another target for Family as well. Because of that first effect. When our interest creatures target player controls can't block this turn. So Candlestick. Commander Sphere. Yeah, Flare of Fortitude. This is the other one I had, or that saved me. So you may sacrifice a non-token white creature. Basically, so you can sacrifice basically Kinrith, because it's essentially a white creature. So I mean, yeah, it has additional effects, but it's mainly a mono white commander for the most part. So, and then these are loyalty. So you just basically just make copies of creatures. Legendaries you can't really do that with, but for the horses you basically can. So, or with the Blightsteel, which yeah, you can do that with Blightsteel as well, because it's not a legendary, so that'd be disgusting as well. That'd be gross. But yeah, so just more lands. Mana Crypt. The Immortal Sun. Move Pony. More lands. Arcane Signet. Library and Exile Orchard. So. And then for the next part, Authority of the Consoles. Primary. There's the blue one. Kitchen. Mana Drain for protection, basically. Chromatic Lantern. Blast Sanctuary. Haystack. Armored Warhorse. So Armored Warhorse basically doesn't really have an effect. It's just basically a vanilla monster, basically, or a creature, vanilla horse. So, Meshwood Nexus. And then Commander Mustard. Breeding Pool. This card's actually kind of crazy too. So whenever a player attacks, if that player has another opponent who isn't being attacked, permanent all card damage that is dealt to you this combat. So essentially, if you have you and 3 other players, then if someone's attacking you and you have this, then it just prevents the combat damage that be dealt to you. So it's essentially a pretty good card. And then target creature you control gains Myriad, so another way to give yourself Myriad. So Helm of the Host, mainly for Crusted Summer. So, but you can do other things too, like Blight Steel, for example. So, Kindred Discovery. So, more lands, Cavern Souls, Man Vault, Lead Pipe, Cather's Crusade, Rope, Goddess Shrine, more lands, Finger Spanner. So, Giant Welcome, Horse Herd, or Shield Mirror, basically. So you gain basically 3 life whenever it's targeted or whenever it enters. So pretty good as well. And then Professor Plum. So, and then for the last part of the deck. So Cyclonic Rift. This was my other target too for the Mono Tutor that I thought about going for. But it's like, no, I gotta do the fun play and get my Blightsteel Horsemanship. Which I had essentially 10 mana, and so I could have done either one, so I decided to go with the more fun play and make it unblockable, and so, yeah. Crusted Summer, Shared Animosity, so this, where you cast a spell, Proliferate, so, which is really quite good. And then Eldrazi Displacer. So this is, I explained this in a different video. I think it was a janky one that I had put together for horses, but basically, if you pay the 2, you exile a target creature and then return to the battlefield. So you exile this, return it, and then you choose a different target for the Phantom Steed. So that's essentially why this is kind of in here, is to let you have a different target. So Rising of the Day. This gives a creature haste, and your legendaries get +1/+0. So, Cloud Key, Command Tower, Temple Garden, Overprotect. So target creature gets trample, hexproof, and encircle along with the 3/3. So, Reflecting Pool, Soul Ring, 3-Tree City, Conservatory, Quarry Tower, Billiard Room. This is another way that you can give or make one of your creatures tap an opponent's creature, or creatures basically. So you can touch it up to 1 target creature you control, tap all creatures target opponent controls. So essentially, you could have 2 opponents' creatures tapped and be able to attack both of them without much of an issue, unless if they have mana open, then, there's obviously that, but, yeah. And then, this gives your creatures vigilance, and then tap creatures to bring out more dudes, and then you draw a card if there's 3 or more that have been spent to cast. Unclaimed Territory, Mana Confluence. Yeah, just more lands. Knife, and then Defense of the Heart. So, yeah, that's essentially it for the private Investi-Neigh-Tor's deck. Like I said, this was super fun to play last night. Even the round, or the first game that I played, didn't quite go so well, but it was still pretty fun because I was hitting my opponent for like 7 to 8 damage with Trample and Haste with Kenrith. And I had brought Colonel Mustard too, or Commander Mustard. And I was swinging with him too at one of the opponents. So it was actually pretty fun. There's a lot of different ways I can actually go about the deck. So, but yeah, so thank you for watching. Before I end the video, I want to show you guys something else that I've been sharing in the community tab on my channel that I've been actually working on. So I'm working on a Transformers deck with a little bit of spice. I'm not gonna reveal that just yet. I mean, you guys might have saw the short over it, but I really want it to be more of a kind of surprise for everyone else that hasn't seen that short. So, but for those that have, please, not say anything about it. So, but yeah. So that's essentially it. So thank you for watching, and I'll catch you later, I guess.